When the angel Gabriel appeared to the old priest Zechariah to tell him he was going to be the father of the Messiah's forerunner, the first thing he said was, "Do not be afraid, Zechariah. Your prayer's been answered." 6 months later, when he appeared to Mary to tell her she was going to be the mother of the Messiah, he said, "Do not be afraid. You have found favor with God." And 9 months after that, an angel appeared to the shepherds and said, "Do not be afraid. I bring you good news." You know, nearly every time an angel shows up in the Bible, the first thing they say is, "Don't be afraid." Well, why is that? Well, one reason is that if somebody suddenly appears next to you, you're going to be startled. Happens to me all the time when somebody pops into my office or rounds a corner the same time I do. And those are regular human beings. Another reason is that angels probably don't look anything like the way they're portrayed in the media. And unless you're watching a scary movie, they're usually sort of milky white and ephemeral and attractive. My guess is they look like they're not from around here. But I think there's a deeper reason. I think the angel started with that reassurance, "Do not be afraid," because angels aren't the only thing that scare us. I think a lot of us are afraid of God. We're afraid that God is not all that favorably disposed toward us, that if a messenger shows up to share some news from God, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be glad tidings. It's not going to be grace. Which is why Christmas is so important. Had God come to us in all his incandescent glory, that would have been the last thing we'd ever seen. And had he come in his overwhelming power, we might have been shattered. If he'd come to us in his exquisite holiness, we would have been eternally shamed. But God didn't come to us in any of those ways. He came in the innocence, weakness, and humility of a human baby. In that way, he eased his way into our world so that we would survive the encounter and learn to love and trust him. So, do not be afraid. Your prayer has been answered. You have found favor with God. There is good news. Merry Christmas. Not a sermon, just a thought.